I actually managed to take a shower today and it feels so good. Yo, I've been sitting at my desk all day, editing the free workshop, getting everything ready. It's been a day, but it's done. I want to talk about something that came up today in my mastermind co-working session. And there's a woman who talked about how she was really struggling to find the balance between working and spending time with her kids. I was like, I totally understand it, because I get caught in this cycle where no matter what I do, I feel guilty. If I'm cleaning the kitchen, I feel guilty that I'm not spending time with my kid. If I spend time with my kid, I feel guilty that I'm not working. If I'm working, I'm feeling guilty that I'm not cleaning the kitchen. I'm not taking care of the mess that's on my bed, taking care of the disaster that's everywhere. We're always feeling guilty about something. We're always chasing after this feeling of completion. And really, I don't even think we're chasing after the feeling of completion. Honestly, I don't think we truly want to complete our to-do lists, because we don't know what it feels like to not treat ourselves like shit. We don't know what it feels like to not feel guilty. And we get stuck in this comfortable uncomfortable of we don't like the way we feel, but we know how it's going to feel. Like, we know what the guilt feels like, and we know how uncomfortable it's going to be, and we know we're going to be exhausted, and we know we're going to be chasing after thing after thing after thing after thing. The idea of not having those things, we talk about it all the time, because when those things are done, then we're going to do this. When this is done, we're going to do that. But the reality is that we don't know what it feels like to not constantly be chasing our own tail. That's uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable to have free time, because we as women, we as moms, especially single moms, we deal with so much crap, and we feel like we aren't good enough unless we are exhausted. We don't feel like we're good enough unless we have burnt ourselves out to the point that we can hardly move. And then even then, we still got to get up and keep going. We still have to keep moving, because that's our job. This has to end, because really it is the ultimate excuse to avoid going after the things that you truly want to go after. And I'm preaching to myself. Like, I'm looking at you, but I'm also looking at me. Like, I'm looking at me, and I'm calling myself out on this too, because I have chased myself in this circle for years, and I, for one, am fucking tired of it. I'm so over it. The reason why it's an excuse is because, well, when things aren't as crazy, I'm gonna start that journal. When things aren't as crazy, I'm gonna start that business. When things aren't as crazy, I'm gonna go to school. But then if things aren't crazy, or would you actually do it? Or is it a really convenient excuse to say you want to do something, knowing that you'll never have to put in the effort? If we're being real, come on. We will chase busy, and we will fill our calendars so full, and then convince ourselves that we just can't do these things because there's too much going on. And absolutely, I get that. Like, I completely get that we are human and there's only so much that we can do. But at the same time, we can do a lot more than we think we can if we make the decision to make it happen. So something that I have done to battle my constant self-shame cycle, the constant guilt cycle, is the other day I got very, very clear on what my calendar was going to look like every week from here on out, at least throughout until we go to Washington for a month. I set strict office hours. I am working at between noon and 5, Monday through Saturday, and I am working 8:30 to 10:30 p.m. after Axel goes to bed, so for 2 hours every Saturday. And then I have to go to bed not long after that. I'll give myself like a half hour to decompress, do whatever I want, but I need to sleep because I need to wake up early the next morning. And so I scheduled out my entire day, and I was like, okay, what does my ideal day look like? My ideal day looks like spending a lot of time on work, because I love the work that I do. I genuinely love it. I love working with moms. I love working with women who need to heal. And I love my freelancing stuff because I love social media. I love that so freaking much. But that's not the only thing in my life. I also have a kid I need to take care of, and I also have a kid that I need to give attention to, that I need to love on, that I need to make sure understands how important he is. I have a house to keep up, right? I need to go work out at the gym. And I kept telling myself I couldn't do all these things. I was like, nah, we're gonna take a look. And I scheduled in my devotional time every morning. And I scheduled in going to the gym. I scheduled in hanging out with Axel. I put in my schedule these things, and I said, okay, this is unchanging. If I'm going to get everything done, I need to get serious, and I need to stick to my schedule. And a lot of people, well, calendars just don't work for me, and I can't stick to a schedule. Are you sure? Are you sure you can't stick to a schedule? Or is it that you can't manage your thoughts around it? Is it that you can't stick to your schedule? Or is it that things come up and you have a hard time saying no? Is it that you can't stick to a schedule? Or are you not wanting to be uncomfortable? Are you not wanting to face the fact that you're not always gonna wanna work? These are really tough, uncomfortable questions, and these are things that have really been drilled into my head the last couple of months that I've been in a mastermind with Faith Mariah. She's my business coach. These things can also apply to our mom life. And like, let's be real. We need to stop acting like we are only moms until our kids are out of the house. Because yes, we are moms, and the job we do is very, very important. But it is not the only job. We have obligations outside of being a mom, yes, but we also have an obligation to ourselves. And we love to keep putting things off, and we'll say, we'll wait till things are easier. We'll wait till our kid's a certain age. We'll wait until X, Y, and Z. But the ideal situation is never going to happen. So instead of waiting for that, why don't we just decide to start messy? Why don't you book out an hour every day after your kid goes to bed, or even a half hour, to research that new job you want to apply for, to research that school you want to apply for, to look into starting that podcast, or starting your business, or starting your YouTube channel? What if you just took a little bit of time? Oh, but Carly, that's not enough time. How much are you spending on it right now? If you're already spending 0 minutes on it, 30 minutes is far better than what you're doing right now. And at the end of the week, even if you only work on it 5 days a week for 30 minutes, that's 2.5 hours that you've spent working on your goal and your dream and the thing that you desperately want to do. That 2.5 hours will get you so much farther than you realize. But you also have to admit that 2.5 hours is going to get you a lot farther than 0 minutes. I understand that all of this is easier said than done, and this was definitely more of a rant than like a full-on structured, this is how to make it happen. But I am so sick of people not going after what they want in life because they have convinced themselves that it's just not for them. Because it is for you. If there's a desire on your heart, it's possible. If there's a desire on your heart, it's waiting for you. If there's a desire on your heart, there are people out there waiting for you to take action on that. And we have to stop giving ourselves excuses and talking ourselves out of it. What if you just committed 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week for the next month? What if you just committed to a plan for the next 90 days? What if you just committed for the next 2 weeks? What if you really gave something a shot? Imagine how far you would get. Imagine how insanely wonderful your life could be. I know all of this is easier said than done, but I just wanted to maybe give you permission to try. Give you permission to see what could happen. And then what I would love for you to do down in the comments, actually, absolutely down in the comments, I want you to tell me something that you're gonna commit to. Whether it's 5 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour, whatever it is, drop in the comments. Let's hold each other accountable. I want to cheer you on, and I want you to make this happen. You can do it. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be uncomfortable. But imagine how good it's going to be when it happens. Whatever it is. You've got this, mama. You are so beyond capable. You just have to believe it's possible. You don't have to believe 100%. Just a little bit. You just have to just maybe 1%. Like, what if it's possible? Like, I know it's not, but what if it is? That what if is enough to change your life.